to ban the army from their freshers' fair, calling it absurd. The Officers Training Corps, it provides military training for students, was prevented from having a stall at the event because the group would compete, apparently, with their affiliated organisations. It's all a little bit bizarre, isn't it, really, when you think about the fact that universities and society as we know it, frankly, would not exist if it wasn't for the brave work that our armed forces heroes and heroines do. I mean, Bristol University is notoriously woke. The area is, of course, notoriously woke as well. Do you think it's really right that a bunch of students, you know, the kind of greasy, unwashed, cannabis-smoking lunatics that sometimes run student unions can get together and go, well, look, you know, we don't want this. I bet you my bottom dollar that there is a pro-Palestine stall at that Freshers' Week. You can take that to the bank. I would love to turn up there and see some of the weird and wonderful and wacky stalls that there will be at that Freshers' Week. But no, the actual British Army has been banned. Said it would compete with other affiliated organisations. What are those affiliated organisations? Combat veteran Trevor, I believe, joins me now. He does. Trevor, good stuff. What do you make of the fact that Bristol University don't want people like you there?
Well, Patrick, first of all, I must always start off by saying thank you very much for having me on your wonderful show. It's always good to be part of the GB team. But I've looked at this and we've seen this is a common trait every couple of years. We're seeing the same thing from universities. But these are the bedrock, the bedrock where we actually get most of our officers from across the armed forces. You know, they might be the intelligent ones, but do we really have to take universities that serious now? Because let's be honest, let's look at Bristol University. Bristol University have just went from 250 million to £500 million in debt. So clearly the people making the decisions at that university are not the brightest people anyway. So and going against the army is something it shouldn't be allowed. At the end of the day, Bristol University rely on £25 million a year government funding. So maybe if the government start to put the screws on them and stop getting their funding, they may start falling in line, Patrick.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think it's a massive disrespect, though, that we've got a younger generation of people coming through who clearly feel so unpatriotic and you know, anti-military that they're willing to biff you from a freshers' fair?
It's disgusting, Patrick. You know what? The one thing which makes us all sort of anger inside is these freshmen and these universities are actually using the freedom which has been granted to them from the soldiers themselves. Absolutely. So, you know, it's hypocritical, Patrick.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Trevor. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. And I tell you what, I very much doubt that they would be the first in line if World War III kicked off. I think they'd be hiding behind people like you, probably. They'd be blooming glad for our military then, wouldn't they?
Exactly, Patrick. But you know what? We can use this wokeism against them. Maybe if the army recruiting stands identified as an LGBTQ stand, then maybe we would be able to do that at universities.
Yeah, maybe, but I think you've seen a way in there, Trevor, actually. That would be a good way of doing it. Look, Trevor, it's always a pleasure. I'm sorry it's short and sweet, but we've got to go. I'll see you again soon, my friend. Trevor Cole, MC.